Alrighty, folks, we're back on the Mana Symbol channel, and we're playing something really wild in Modern. In the last couple of weeks, at least 3 different people have made results with Grixis control, featuring Snapcaster Mage, among all things. And this particular person, as is being noted by Shauna in chat, don't worry, because you won't be disappointed, because, my friend, we are playing the full boat of 4 Cryptic Commands and 4 Kolaghan's commands, as did this person. I believe in the Modern Challenge. I would have to go check my sourcing. But in the 5.0s, between the 5.0s and the Modern Challenge, I found 3 distinct Grixis deck lists. And this one had the full boat of 8 Cryptic Commands and Kolaghan's commands. So, it's the only place to start. We've also got the 4 Snapcaster Mages, 4 Orcish Bowmasters, 4 Counterspell, 4 Expressive Iteration, Bolts, Pushes, Preordains, 1 Murktide, 2 Force of Negations, and 21 lands. This person is a madman, woman, baby, whoever you are. You are an insane person, and I'm buying. I'm buying the insanity. It is almost an M. Hayashi style construction. It's almost all 4-ofs. So let's go burn some tickets and see how receptive the Modern queue is to playing 8 commands. Interestingly, looking at this deck list, and I guess I should look at it over here where I can move things around. So these are all the expensive cards. Everything else in the deck is relatively cheap. However, Expressive Iteration really isn't. This is at least a turn 3 play, but frequently is powerful in the late game. So this is our late game, realistically speaking. This is our late game. Bowmasters is kind of our mid game. And Snapcaster, again, is kind of part of the late game too. There are 12 cheap spells to snap back, so we're probably going to do that fairly aggressively, because we know as often as we can be trading these, we should be, so that we actually get to this late game. And if and when we do, the ability to grind through almost anyone should be pretty good. For reference, there was this version that was playing 3 Cryptic Commands, 1 Murktide, 2 Lorien Revealed. It was playing a Vidalcan Shackles, 4 Flame of Anor, some Sauron's Ransoms. So I like this one a lot too. This one is not playing any Cryptic Commands or Kolaghan's commands, but looks like probably this is the most successful one, playing Tishana's Tidebinder with 4 Flame of Anor. Tishana's Tidebinder, of course, also a wizard. So you have 4 snaps and 3 Tishana's Tidebinders, and then your Bowmasters, which is not a wizard. But you have 7, so it's more than enough for Flame of Anor to mostly be turned on. This one has a more interesting spell split, with 1 Cling to Dust, 1 Spell Pierce, 1 Stern Scolding, etc., etc. But we're just going to play the one that's just kind of going to beat our opponent over the head with value. If my opponent is on 4-color Omnath, this is a phenomenal hand. Even if they're not, I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Did not check. Hold on. So we don't have a Blood Crypt, which is what I would need to finish out my colors here. So I'm going to go ahead and fetch for blue-black. I think we actually have a lot more black cards in the list for the early game. Of course, our opponent could have switched to a more aggressive deck. I'm gonna pick up this land. We're only playing 21 lands, so as often as possible, we want to make sure that we get our land drops. I'm not too worried about this lightning bolt being a bit dead. Looking to dodge a turn to Renin 6 here. Wouldn't be super pleased to see that. Let's go bottom this Cryptic Command, Delta on top. Pick that up. Okay, Renin 6 not too bad with no lands in the Great Farseek. Okay, so it looks like we're maybe against some kind of, scape shift deck. Interesting. Cryptic Command is able to bounce lands, so that may end up being a part of our plan within the near future. Touch of an unfortunate draw in terms of how I took our colors and also the way our main deck is configured. Just going to go ahead and pass here. Don't have anything exciting to do, but I don't really feel like blowing this Expressive Iteration for next to no gain. Dryad. That's fine. So hopefully the first land they play has a trigger and we get to push this. It doesn't. It's fine. Is what it is. I do get to grab a Surveil land here, though. Kind of set myself up for success. Do I want that on top? Not particularly. Let's throw that in the bin. Okay. Obviously, this was going to stop me from being able to Cryptic Command. Ooh, mistaken N with a big old raid. This is a very unfortunate. Very unfortunate way that this could have gone. Probably just gonna go hand bottom exile. So let's go Bowmasters to hand, bottom the KCOM, exile the Undercity Sewers because we didn't hit a counterspell. Play the Sewers, get a Surveil. Okay, Snapcaster's good enough to be getting along with. Hopefully we don't get hideously crushed this turn by them just playing a Sundering Titan or Primeval Titan. Oh yeah, so bunch of modern spoilers today for those who did not see or pay a huge amount of attention. They're wishing for a land, I assume. Yeah, just a land. So yeah, one of them was Kappa Cannoneer. I do really want to express a lot of appreciation for Wizards for just saying like, hey, we know a bunch of stuff has been leaking and has been spoiled, like and shouldn't have been. So we're just gonna go ahead and just put these out there so that people know what these cards are. Kind of nice. Attacking with the Tribalder, that's fine. I'm not really concerned about that. The way they're playing right now, I assume they don't have the ability to double spell something dangerous. Kind of funny that they didn't have a Boseiju who shelters all or a Cavern of Souls in their sideboard, but I guess nobody's playing control in Modern right now, so it's not really necessary. I don't really know what Kappa Cannoneer. I don't really know what Kappa Cannoneer like does in a practical sense. Like if you like gun to my head, what does this card do? I just know that it's a good affinity threat from Legacy. So to be perfectly honest with you, I can't. I'm just gonna face this. They want to sack the Secret Tribalder, so I'm not really concerned that they're gonna do anything with it. It just kills you very fast. Yeah, and it has a bunch of ward. And I set myself up for snap bolting on a upcoming turn because we do want to actually get like close the door on this game at a reasonable pace. It's unblockable as long as you play an artifact each turn, right? And then it picks up counters. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god. It's great in Twitch chat. The number one thing I just learned about Kappa Cannoneer is it's absolutely legendary in Twitch chat. So this is the 5th mountain. So no triggers yet. The next mountain will get a free lightning bolt. So most likely on the end of the next turn, I'm just going to bounce one of their lands, one of their mountains specifically. This is Wish is going to resolve. Looks like an X spell. World Soul's Rage. Deals 1 damage, return X land cards. They don't have any. That's fine. You can kill my Bowmasters. Scape Shift. I don't see any point in risking anything here, so we'll just counter this and draw a card. I should have left open the black. Well, I'll snap off a bolt here. Why not? Not a great draw. Yeah, it's possible, Sean. I definitely don't remember that particularly. Okay. So if I iteration here and I don't hit Counterspell or Cryptic Command, then I just can't do anything. Or Force of Negation. So I have a lot of things I could hit. But right now we've got Snapcaster Mage as a... Oh, I tried to attack there. We've got Snapcaster Mage as a sure thing. So let's just do that. They should be at 11 here. I should not have missed the attack, but it is what it is. Okay, so that's a lightning bolt. The One Ring. Yeah, I'll snap Cryptic that. Explains them wanting to remove my Bowmasters. Good draw. Glad I grabbed more mana. Okay. Looking for Counterspell specifically. Okay. Go hand. Bottom. Exile. Play that. Give him a scry. Put that in my graveyard. Let's go to combat now. Murktide has a non-zero amount of synergy with... So they should sack this, but then shoot the Snapcaster. I'm wondering why they should have blocked the Orc army, I think. Oh, they're going upstairs. Okay, sure. Currently have no outs if they play Primeval Titan. So we're just going to pray that they don't do that. Let's leave at least one Lightning Bolt in there. And at least one iteration. Okay. I don't play with the card Murktide Regent very often, so I had to remind myself like how to actually do that properly. I think they don't run Titan anymore. It is possible. It would be weird, but I could understand it. They were playing Dryad, so... Wish. I think I can let that resolve because I think most of the things they're going to get with it are going to require them to use mana. And most of them are not creatures. Here's hoping. Veil? Could be Veil. I mean, there's nothing... I think it's the Escape Shift is what they got. Yeah, we dead? I mean, there's literally nothing I can do about it, so... Alright, we died. But that's not... I mean, they were almost on no resources there, and I couldn't draw counterspells to save my life in that match. So, that's fine. What am I cooking? Nothing right now. Okay, so... Oh, Stern Scolding's kind of cute. And then Surgical I like. And I guess Cast in the Fire. So Out of the rest of the cards in my deck, Kolaghan's Command's like fine, not great. Probably just go down on K-Coms a little bit, and then maybe not 3 surgicals, because I don't actually have a good way to get the lands into their graveyard. Yeah, Mark Mooling. Let me look it up. Let me see. Let me see who did this to us. But not now. I might need my clock. I'll keep that as an opening hand, sure. These Scry lands are phenomenal. Or Surveil lands. I think I top that. Yeah, I guess it could be. Deck search. So I want. Yeah, okay. I guess I could have left Counterspell up here, but I think it's too early in the game for that. I don't want another EI, and then we'll Preordain. I guess they didn't show us Ren and 6 last game. They could be playing Ren and 6. Didn't really consider. Bolt bottom, EI bottom. Okay. Format, modern, card, crypt. Cryptic Command. Oops, no user decks. Nothing, huh? Okay, that's good. If I wanted to Expressive Iteration, this is the ideal time to do it. But then I end up with an 8th card in hand and potentially another card. Yeah, so let's just go untap land. So if they don't do anything, I'll just snap off a bolt on end step so that I'm a little bit lighter on the hand. Okay, Modern Challenge, 64 players. Is this right? This is right. And they were in 20th with a score of 4-3. Vladimir, 1924. I'm going to go ahead and assume that's not Corey Burkhart. Yeah, you're right, Shauna, and we have no we do not have a correctly built sideboard for it. Like, it's a bad matchup even if you have good sideboard cards, so we got in game 1. I say got. Pretty much nothing I could do at most points in that game to have done anything better, but we did lose game 1, and that was the one that was the most likely to win it. Yeah. Yeah, it's certainly tricky, Shauna. And at a certain point, like, all of our quote-unquote threats also just die to their land drops, so it's like they just have more lands than we have threats, mostly. So next turn they could play Dryad with Veil backup. It's probably worth just doing this. I'll keep the Bowmasters. I guess I can bin it because then I can pick it up with KCOM. I guess I only kept 2, but I have 4 Bowmasters. Probably fine. I also have already have an out in my hand for the One Ring. So if they play the One Ring, we just let it resolve, and hopefully they go to activate it, and we exile it in response. So they get no value. This is exactly what I saw coming. Here's the Veil. Tempted to just bounce one of their lands this turn, the Zeotora's Proving Ground in particular. But nah, we'll just go EI instead. And then hopefully deploy Bowmasters. Hello? Okay, this has been happening a lot recently, and I don't know what's going on with the Moto servers. Well, that's a touch unfortunate. Hand, bottom, exile, cast another EI, hit lands? Okay, cool. Hand, bottom, exile. I have to say it every time. I apologize, but like it's literally the only way I can do this. We draw... Oh, we're going to draw what I set up. I want both these cards. Top. So I need to get not completely savage this turn. I think it's a little too early for them to be totally brutal, but that's fine. I don't care about that at all. You want to draw one card? Cool. Go back to the shadows. Bolt me. Okay, this seems like the best window to bounce one of their lands. And again, it's possible what they did last turn was just because it was like the lowest risk. But I don't think I'm going to have a better window to bounce one of their lands with them tapped down. There's a real chance that they're playing a bunch of boils too, which I was wondering if they were playing Dwarven Mind, but they're not playing Creativity because they're playing Sakura Tribe Elder. And as you mentioned, they're probably not playing Primeval Titan at all. Okay. Go Masters. Get out of here, you little dwarf. Tempted to double block because right now they don't have a Valakut in play. But Bowmasters is just too valuable. No play. Okay. So we'll go Surveil. No more Surveil lands. Okay, that's fair. Let's... Probably can't bounce anything successfully. One assumes they have another Veil of Summer. Although not doing anything is not a great plan, but whatever. Okay, so now I can close out the game in relatively short order. No Valakuts yet is big. Yep. Hey, that's great for us. That's double great for us. That's double plus good. Let's go upstairs. Oop. I need red mana. There we go. We're Bolt Snap Bolton. I see. Counter, bounce, snap. Yeah. But if it gets veiled, then I have an empty graveyard and a Snapcaster in my hand. So whereas counter bounce at least will resolve and I will draw a card. Best case scenario, I come out smelling like roses. Worst case scenario, at least I draw a card. Better than... Okay. Best case scenario. I guess I don't have any mana to play the bolt. But whatever. Okay. Good shape. Yeah, we can. Also, I beat a single spell into Veil here. So that's pretty huge. The lines! There's so many of them! If Team or Moon is good right now. Is there any point in bouncing my Snapcaster? No. No. I mean, other than it being really cool. So you got another one? Is that the line? But they don't have green. Pew! We're on the board, folks. Temur Moon as in like Blue Moon splashing green? I mean, on one hand, it's probably really good. On the other hand, Blood Moon in general is not a great card. And I say that because like Murktide plays almost none of them, and Black Red Scam plays almost none of them. So my feeling is that it's just not a very good, like Blood Moon's not very good. So if you want to play Temur Control, I mean, if this is doable, then Temur Control is doable. How good it is, I wouldn't be able to speak to without playing it. And even if I played it, I wouldn't be able to speak to that. But I will say that Pick Your Poison Snapcaster Mage is probably insane in a couple of matchups. Okay. Take it easy, baby. Make it laugh all night. Sure. Yeah, that's I've played those kind of decks before as well, Mark Mooding, and they are good. Though I will say, I would guess that like Goyf is probably, oh boy, Goyf is probably, I mean. Bottom this, top the Preordain. Goyf is probably not a card you'd be super excited about playing. Probably. That's my guess, is that I guess Bowmasters is not really much more than just a beater, huh? Like all it really does is try to kill people. Pillage the Bog into exile. Wild. So they're essentially playing Demonic Tutor in their deck. That's kind of hot. Oh my god. At the moment, I will take one of these. If I get the opportunity, I'm going to unload this lightning bolt. They have given me the opportunity. Pew! Okay. My Bowmaster will be Huntmaster. I mean, yeah, Renin 6 is a very good reason to play that. Kolaghan's command looking very very smart and thin here. Gotta pay attention to what they surveil into the graveyard. It's possible they will accidentally put in something that I can surgical for deadly effect. Valakut. Okay. You don't want to play Modern. World Souls Rage me for 2, picking up the 2 lands. I think I will counterspell that. I mean, I'm gonna counter this. The question is with which spell. I think it's counterspell. On the flip side, I could just surgical one of the lands, see what's in their hand, let them have the mana, and not use one of my counter spells on this. The fact that they have a Valakut in play makes this a lot more dangerous than it would otherwise be. Kind of into surgicaling and just seeing what's going on. I guess I could counterspell afterwards if I felt like I need to. So there was a Foothills in their hand. That's a big get. They do have that Pillage the Bog on Exile, so I need to remember that they have essentially Demonic Tutor whenever they want it. Yeah, you can Whirl Soul's Rage for 1 here. That's fine. 1 land, 2 damage. Okay. Reasonable draws. I do need to find a way to deal with this Endurance eventually. I guess I can K-Calm them during their upkeep and knock down the number of good cards in their hand. It's probably a good idea, and I have Counterspell as backup. Yeah, this is actually pretty important here. I know I'm knocking out a good card with this. Okay, so they choose to keep the 1 ring, which makes sense. Farce Seek. I'll just counter that. Last card in their hand is the 1 ring. They can't... Oh, I guess they can pillage into a land and then cast the 1 ring. If they do that, I'll probably be forced to force, which is not the best, but at least my last card is Cryptic Command. There's no way they don't hit a land in 10 cards? 12 cards? 12 cards. Mm-hmm. And also now all their lands are bolts? Yeah. Yeah, probably not winning this game. I mean, Snapcaster would get us going in the right direction. But agreed, Shauna, but that's where we're at. We got 2 turntables and a microphone. Tap all your creatures, draw a card. Can that card do that? Yeah. Cryptic Command, baby. Okay. I guess I can take out their wishes. They cast Wish. Oh, we died. Got it. Cool. They top deck the card that kills me. Yeah. Oh, man. So close. So close. That's fine. That's a terrible, terrible matchup. And we took out game 2, actually. think a little bit more lucky in game 1, and we would have taken that one too. So it feels really good so far. It is definitely overly indexed on interacting with creatures, and not at all for dealing with decks like what we just played against. But that's why they play that deck. Like that's the appeal of playing Scape Shift. Yeah. Keep that. Oh boy. Well, remember how we're overly indexed on creature interaction? Sure hope that any of it works, because my opponent is about to have very difficult to target things. Well, I kind of need both of these. So I guess we just end up picking up both this way. Although it means, we're good. So I need them not to play the Draco right here. It's the Draco. We're in huge trouble. So I don't know that I have outs for that at all. First Strife, Hexproof, Lifelink, Trample, Vigilance. I guess eventually I bounce the Leyline, and that's how we end up with an out. Just counter this. I don't know what this is going to be, but it's not worth risking. When I bounce this, though, I have to have... well, I guess they don't... They it looks like they're going to miss their land drop, so I suppose if they miss a couple land drops, then we're in good shape. To beat that. Any of the rest of their deck, I have no idea. Yeah, like, that's not a good draw. Bowmasters on top. Not great. Hopefully the next turn what we're going to be able to do is go bounce Leyline, tap all their creatures. Take 0 damage is the goal. Would love to see them miss the land drop. That would give me actual hope here. Did not miss the land drop. That's very bad news for us. They also play things like Stubborn Denial, so there's a chance that our Cryptic just gets countered. How big would this be right now? Hold on. 5/5? Problem is, then it's not quite big enough to survive a Tribal Flames. I think we're going to stick with the original plan, and if I get Stubborn Denialed and killed, then I get Stubborn Denialed and killed. That's really where we're at. Bolt me. Sure. Bolt me again? Wow, that's concerning. So if I bounce the Leyline now, if they have any land, they can just replay it. So I think I still have to do it in combat. I also got to put myself to 4, which, again, doesn't really matter if they have Tribal Flames. It might matter if they have another Bolt. Pew! Kill me. Do it. Do it now. Come on. I know, opponent. I know you have no idea what this card does, but it does these things. Come on. Pick them up. Okay. Fetching. They actually need to have the right colors now. Okay. Savviest of Triomes. Sure. So we were dead no matter what. Got it. Cool. I think these are the only cards I want. And Force is not great. Force is probably necessary. Trim like a K-Com, a Snapcaster, and a Cryptic Command. I think I have enough late game without those cards. Assuming the rest of my cards are allowed to do things. Which, hopefully this time they will. Does this actually counter many things in the deck? It counters Nakatl. It counters Territorial Kavu if they don't have anywhere near enough lands. This probably is not actually good, right? It counters Ragavan. But I have 8 removal spells and 4 Bowmasters for that. Yeah, that's probably not good. Oh, EE is probably better. Yeah, because this kills 1s and 2s. And then we'll keep Snap, I guess. Sure. This is really good as long as they don't have specifically Leyline into. Yep. Well, it's funny. I've played against these Zoo decks a bunch since this happened, like since this came out, and I've never actually experienced having to play through the Leyline Murktide thing. It's not Murktide, the Sign of Draco. And it's yeah, it's a tough sell. It's a big cat. Stick a blue. Looking for answers for Scion. I do have Otawara, the ley line into Shatter the Dragon, so that's not awful. Assuming that they have it here. And we're on the play this time, which is big difference. Probably just going Snap Preordain this turn. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go, baby. Come on, Diego. Take me there. Well, that's... I guess I want both these cards. Definitely need the red mana. Question is, do I want the iteration? Probably. So this thing, yeah, always has flying. Nishoba Brawler. Sure. Maybe this game they'll miss their 4th land? Hmm? Anyone think that that would be nice? Would be fun? Hmm? I'm coming in. Well, that guy always has trample? Oh, God, that sucks. Things I didn't know. I mean, I probably did know that, but... I mean, pretty sure I'm supposed to block. Taking any amount less damage is probably a good idea at every point in this matchup. Damn. Giving the Nakatl the 3rd point of toughness is really brutal there. Yeah, this is too many creatures. I needed an untapped land there, or... Yeah. So I have Snap Push here for the maximum amount of... resistance. Is that right? No, not really, because everything has trample. I can't... Yeah, I just don't think we can do this. It's too much too fast. I guess if I kill this, this loses trample. Oh, this loses trample too. There's no way to shrink these things, though. That's the biggest problem. Yeah. All right. Unfortunate. One of the better aggro decks in the format is definitely going to beat Grixis mediocrity. If we run into burn, we're probably toast too. So I'll be right back. We've had a bunch of O2s into 3/2s recently. If my opponent is indeed on Rakdos Scam, unless they started mulliganing, I don't know if this is a keep. Because I really need this Preordain in order to be able to get through the early part of the game. I'm going to keep this Suicide Keep. Okay, that's great. So that probably means they're not doing anything on turn 1. So I get this Preordain off. Okay, phenomenal. One of the best things that could ever happen to us is that deck slowing down. All I want to do here is hit land drops, but also I wouldn't mind grabbing Surveil land here. Because I picked up the Watery Grave, so kind of in good shape. Just Dothy Voidwalker would be great, and it is. I guess it's not guaranteed that it's just Dothy Voidwalker, but sure. I guess they can grief or something. They didn't. That's great. Love that for me. So here we go. Shock this thing. Push that thing. Play Preordain. I don't want either of those cards. I mean, I want these cards, but mostly I just need lands. Deck is insistent that I draw Bowmasters. Very well. Then draw the Bowmasters we shall. Is this going to be Blood Moon? Or Fable the Mirror Breaker, I guess is more common. I think I have to force this. I mean, I guess I can Bowmasters so they don't get the value. Then they probably kill my Bowmasters. I have infinite removal spells. Yeah, all right. Great draw. A+ draw. Here we just go Bowmasters on main phase, pass the turn. And if they try to remove it during their upkeep, I guess I can pitch. Would you like to discard any cards, opponent? Hmm? Oh. Oh, they did, huh? Very well, then. I suppose I will kill your Goblin Shaman token. I am shocked and disturbed. I assume this means I'm about to immediately lose the game. Yeah, I mean, that card can certainly mess you up. Am I getting double griefed? Just Thoughtseize. So, I only have 2 removal spells in my hand, but then they could... I don't care. I'm just going to kill this. I have a million ways to kill this. I have 3 cards in my hand that kill the Dothy Voidwalker. So if their last 2 cards are Grief and Pitch Card or Thoughtseize, I'm good. I guess the real, like, heads up from a million... What is it? Like, from 10,000 feet play by them would be to take my push so that the only ways I can kill it are with 3 mana. So if one of their last cards is like not dead after all or whatever that is, then they get me that way. Not a great draw. But then on the flip side of that, oh, I guess it would attack with both. On the flip side of that, right now, the only thing they could play is a Fatal Push. If they sack Dothy Voidwalker to play Fatal Push, that's great. Right now, totally fine. Go. So this Cryptic Command is currently earmarked to get pitched to Force, which is great. Target player sacrifices a creature. You got it. Do I want to sack the Bowmaster so I can pick it up? Not really. Cool. Land. The last card in their hand is like absolutely a not dead after all. So I'm gonna go snap push. I'm gonna hold on to this until Snapcaster's in my graveyard. I'm gonna go snap push. We'll force the not dead after all. Or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Oh, that's good. There is a Force in Exile, but it doesn't have a Void counter. Oh, we're vibing, baby. You, me, and Tom Petty, baby. Really? You're blocking the Snapcaster Mage of a Grixis deck? Please. Please. Oh, this is the best thing in the world. Do we draw step discard them? Who's in for the draw step discard? Anyone? Anyone in for draw step discard? I don't think we came here not to draw step discard them. There's very few things that make that go wrong. Oh, they were F6'd or whatever. They had a Black Cleave Cliffs on top. Okay. The lines, bro! You don't even know, man! Alright. Unfortunately, I can't really snap Preordain right now. Because I really want to hold on to this counterspell. There's a lot of very deadly things that could come out of their deck. Sooner rather than later would be my preference, since I'm well prepared for them. Okay, that changes things. We're gonna Bolt Snap Bolt. Eternal Command? Oh, yeah, you're talking the deck. Yeah, yeah. You have to do some lines to register this? Yeah. Is anyone feeling hot? It just it just feels hot. That's the thing that I'm having. I don't know if anyone else is getting that, but I don't know. Man, I just feeling kind of hot. It's what's happening over here to me. Really? All right, that's fine. It's not the worst draw. Bowmasters, my Bowmasters? Oh no! Resolves. So I'm gonna take the They're not swinging with both. That's fine because I'm gonna shoot down their token. So, because what I'm worried about being in their hand right now is a Not Dead After All or something like that. So you can keep it Bowmasters if you want, opponent. I'm not fussed. My Cryptic Command deck is winning the game with 3 lands in play. Just saying. And if my opponent fetches, they're in bolt range. Got him. Cool. Surgical seems good. Stern Scolding seems excellent. EE seems okay. Anger seems okay. It's a lot. And Nihil Spellbomb seems okay. So this is too much. It's all too much, you know? I think Cryptic is generally not going to be good. Force is generally not going to be good. Probably end up keeping some number of these cards. I don't know if I want to play Murktide. Yeah, Surgical is an awful top deck. You're right. So that's a reason to play Nihil Spellbomb over Surgical. Counterspell. I'm almost thinking I should split 2-2 with like Counterspell and Cryptic. Obviously, that game we never actually hit enough lands to cast Cryptic, but I don't think that is necessarily an indictment of Cryptic. You'd overload on creature removal, so Edict. Yeah. It's definitely better than counter magic for the most part. This is a 2. I mean, it's kind of a 4. I don't know if Nihil Spellbomb's actually worth it at all, is it? Like, it doesn't really prevent them from doing most of the scary things they can do. Play one Murktide, one Cryptic. I think just Spellbomb in general is just bad, though. Like, there's just so many times where you go, I guess this is a 2-mana cycle that exiles their graveyard, but exiling their graveyard at an arbitrary point is not useful. Oh, boy. I really don't want to have to mulligan, but I think I have to mulligan. I mean, we could Suicide Keep again, and I don't think I get away with it twice. Opponent keeps their 7. Blah. Yeah. There we go. That's the hand. This is the hand. This is the hand. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and fetch the black-blue Surveil land. The one thing I don't want to see on turn 2 here is a Dothy Voidwalker. I have no removal for it. Okay. They're playing all of nothing on turn 2. That is excellent. Gives me a lot of time to try to set up. I will say, I suppose I should be worried about... Am I keeping that? Probably, yeah. I suppose I should be worried about Blood Moon, but there's just nothing I can do about it with this hand. So I'm not going to try. I think my play here is bluff Counterspell. I suppose I do have Bowmasters. I really don't like the idea of... Yeah, Preordain. I was just going to play a Surveil land and Preordain for fetch. I guess I could have Preordained before making the land. It's fine. We're just going to roll with this. If I just get, like, Blood Moon, then I just get Blood Mooned. Like, we're going to lose, and that's basically it. But I don't think they're going to be playing too many of them. If they fetch a swamp here, we know it's over. but I'll deal with it. There's a swamp. Okay. Not over in the way that I thought it was. So this is completely fine. Yeah. Let's see. Man. If I can find an untapped land with a Preordain, then I can have Counterspell, which is great. I mean, I could just play the Thundering Falls and pass, but I don't know that a single Counterspell is going to be good enough at the moment. I honestly just think resolving Expressive Iteration is probably the way to go here and just try to bury them with value. Because, like, what am I afraid of out of them? Not much. So what's the worst thing that could happen? Like, Sheoldred Thoughtseize? I don't even know if they're playing Sheoldreds, but, like, Double Grief. Yeah. Sure. Do I want that Fatal Push? I mean, I do. Not as much as I want lands. And we have 4 Snapcasters, so pushing the graveyard is a great thing to have. Grief return effect, yeah. Thoughtseize into Grief Scam would be the... So, I have no idea if it's worth countering this. Really comes down to what other... I guess if it's worth them doing, it's worth me countering. So let's do it. No, because that tells me that they actually have, like, multiple cards in their hand that they want to discard and that they were not... Yeah. Like, I'll take that trade. I get to ping them here. They discarded Bloodstained Mire, which means I think that they are probably land flooded. And that means the token or the treasure tokens from the Goblin Shaman are worth less to them now because they already have too many lands, is my assumption. So that's a feeling. Yeah, and my Orc's a 2/2, so I can trade with the Goblin now, which I will absolutely take. I called that. I called that. Okay, so let's go Iteration, and we'll have Sheoldred's Edict for afterwards. Feels pretty good. Wow. Well, that sucks. I guess I'm putting a bolt into exile that I won't cast. Okay. No, I'll put an Iteration into exile. I like having a bolt in hand right now. I like, yeah. So hand, bottom exile, yeah. Get an island. This bolt can kill the Flip Fable too. Sheoldred is not a token, so we'll do that. Sometimes you miss. I know, it's just Iteration really seems to dislike me particularly as a player. I frequently have, like, whatever I need my iterations to be, it almost always is like the worst case scenario. Okay, so that's definitely scary. They're gonna take the bolt, and then I have an iteration to dig for the next piece of removal. I guess I can preordain first. They took the EI. Interesting. Not a super confident play. But I guess if they've got this going next turn. Let's go EE on the bottom. I don't need that. Snapcaster to draw. So here I can go Bolt, Snap, Bolt to clear their board. But at the moment, let's just kill the Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. And if I get to hold on to the Snapcaster, it'd be great. But if they go for a discard spell, then I get to pick off their grief with no cards in hand. So even if they get it back... They think that they win if they just trade 1-for-1. I guess that's possible. Am I okay with this? You snap Bolt? Yeah, I suppose so. Sure. Yeah, it means I'm not getting hit with this grief, which feels good. I also get a second island into play or a swamp in case of... I think I'll take the swamp in case of Kolaghan's command, because I don't have that many double blue spells right now. Yeah, swamp is the good. That Snapcaster is an ambush viper now. No, it's not. Oh, I'm going to push here. Sorry. I'm not bolting, I'm pushing. That's fine. Yeah. Well, we could very quickly draw one of the 4 Kolaghan's commands I left in my deck. So, it's not necessarily just an ambush viper. But being down 3 EIs hurts at this point in the game. That's really unfortunate, just the way it shook out. Yep. 3 cards in opponent's hand is scary. I mean, yeah, and especially considering none of them were not dead after all, or something similar. None of them were, because they would have cast it on the grief, right? Fable? They're playing Kolaghan's command. They pick up their Sheoldred. That sucks. That's a rough one. I mean, I drew it out. Here's hoping that I get to hold on to it. It's possible then they also did have the not dead after all, and they're just holding on to it to protect the Sheoldred. Yep. So I definitely attack, I think. Well, let's see what we draw. Oh. Well. No, I definitely attack then. Cool. What do you call a fake noodle? A foodle? No block. That makes sense. Oh, but now my creature doesn't die. And I can't push. I guess I'm leaving the Sheoldred in play for a turn. That was a mistake. You can shoot it. How? What, shoot my own Bowmasters with Kolaghan's command? No thanks. I'm aware I can do that, yes. I'm aware that that is an option. Clears the hearse. I mean, I'm gonna clear the hearse. It's just like, what do I do with the other mode? I think it's have them discard a card. Is that meant to be a joke, Shauna? Because that's really funny if that's meant to be a joke. These Modern Horizon 2 cards are ruining Modern. No, not you, Shadowless. No, the Impasta was very funny. Thank you. No, that was great. No, what? That's so annoying. I guess it means I would never have been able to block and kill the Sheoldred anyway. The last card in their hand is almost definitely not dead after all or some such. Here's where they play it and it's not. Oh. Okay, let's go game 3. Yes, exactly, Dashtal. Okay. So I'm playing as many removal spells for Sheoldred as I can have. Oh, absolutely, MTG Ball. That's what we're here for. We're here for Grixis Disappointment, and it's been everything it promises. No Tiny Bones? Absolutely not. That card is hard pressed to generate value. Okay. Good 7. Not a great 7. But a good 7. Okay. Do I shock on 1 to prevent getting grief scammed? The answer is yes, absolutely. Because then we just preordain on 2. Undercity Sewers into preordain on 2. Obviously, I can just get Thoughtseized here, but you can't. You can't win them all. Come on. Damn it. Yeah. 1/1 Death Touch is the thing. Okay. Yeah, Unearth is definitely a card to play. They're paying costs. Pew! Here's my 2 for 1. That you saw in my hand. Okay. I may or may not have something to say about that. Preordain. I don't really want either of these cards. I guess Murktide theoretically could end the game really fast from this point. Sure. Like that's why I kept it in the deck, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, it should be. Oh, Lightning Bolt went to exile. That's right. Well, I could put Push in the graveyard. I don't really want to. Murktide's only a 5/5. That's probably good enough, though. And it costs 4? Oh, I probably have to bin that. Should put the land in hand and Murktide on top. But I didn't want to draw the land. I have too many lands already. I'm not really worried about getting Thoughtseized. I should be, but I'm not. Let's keep the Fatal Push. If I have to go... Well, hopefully they play something I can push or bolt this turn. So technically I can play this Murktide. Oh. That's a whole thing. I mean, discard the island. We won game 1 with 3 lands in play, so let's assume that we can do that again. Here's my big boy. They're about to out nostalgia me. It's possible. It's down to this turn. They plus the Liliana, they lose the last card in their hand. But I always lose the last card in my hand. Now, the last card in my hand is not necessarily good. Neither is the last card in their hand, so it's really down to how good is that last card in their hand. But from what we've seen of their deck, they really don't have a lot of outs for the Murktide. Okay, that's not surprising. That is an excellent draw. Truly, truly fantastic. So, push is obviously more powerful against their larger creatures. But if I get discarded next turn, I can't cast it. I guess I don't have to do anything with it right now. Yeah, there's no reason for me to. I don't feel like letting them go to 4 mana. It's probably okay, right? I have an out for Sheoldred. Obviously, I'm missing the Revolt, but I'll probably find it in time. Yeah. Yeah, but they might just have the land in hand, right? How many cards did they discard this turn? Discards Grief. Just one. They discarded one card here. 100% push here. All right. Yeah. The concern is if they go land Sheoldred, it's like, oh, well then. Okay. Their token dying to bolt is Revolt. Not for me. That's a great draw. That's a phenomenally good draw. So we're going to bolt this token. Or am I bolting the flipped Fable? Probably bolting the flip Fable. Yeah, but so are they, Shauna. I don't really think they have a lot of great outs for this Murktide. We haven't seen many. I think maybe they showed us they were playing one Legion Tent. One Molten or Terminator. I think they were playing one Sheoldred's Edict last game. I think they specifically showed us one Sheoldred's Edict. Shock. Yeah. Unfortunately, this is a non-token creature. No, I didn't get them. This is a non-token creature. But my Murktide puts them to 4, then they go to 6, then it puts them to dead. So this is fine. I mean, for all intents and purposes. I mean, hold on. I should let that resolve and then sacrifice a non-token creature. Your choice, opponent. Okay. They made the right choice. All right. They've got one top deck. One top deck to get out of this. So, theoretically, I win. They got a lot of things that aren't outs for this. Just clocking them with Murktide. Wait for our draw to cast the Edict. Yeah, okay, that's fair. I could have drawn a Bolt or a Push. Yeah, or Snapcaster. Well, no, Snap wouldn't do it. Well, Snap would do it, but not in time. And then... Yeah. The EI deck beats the non-EI deck in the mid-range matchup. Yeah, sometimes you just play the 6/6 and beat him to death. The one of Murktide. Okay, opponent not with a listed archetype. I've got a triple counterspell. Oh, no problem, Carrion. Thanks for letting us know. And but good dad joke earlier. I appreciate you. I really do. I gotta bin that. I just need lands. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm having a ridiculous amount of fun, so. Oh yeah, I have intentionally mismatched counterspells. Just like my intentionally mismatched Tron lands. Oh, boo. Boo. Oh, it's Shadowless. Shadowless tells the dad jokes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to both people involved here. Well, hopefully I don't have persist. Top. Yes, please. If they've got persist, they're going to get me here. If they don't have persist, I might be okay. I don't think there are 3 different one Shadowless. I also made some of the selections based on versions that I enjoy. It's not exclusively just to have 4 different counterspells. I picked mostly my favorite iterations of counterspell, as long as I had 4 different ones. No, that's on me. And you also have blue and purple names. It's a great counterspell. Seventh Ed is gorgeous. I'm inclined to counter this, if only because they didn't have persist on turn 2 when I was tapped down. So they're likely missing it still. I also drew the 4th counterspell. Did not notice. Please do not fetch and persist. I'm asking nicely. No. Oh, scared the hell out of me. 2 Archons in the bin. Looks like a high school art card. All right. Do you want a timeout? Because that's how you get a timeout around here. Masks is the best art. I don't agree with that. I think I like Ice Age the best. It's not the greatest piece of art, but just like look at that bicep. Uh I got the ability to play 2 counterspells this turn, so let's do it. Really interested in drawing removal. Gonna go ahead and shock to have double red. Got EI to pull back card-wise into this game. Obviously, I need to deal with their board at some point. 7th Ed art, I just don't get why people hype it. I don't think it's a great piece of art. I just like it. It's fine. For me, it's a big part of it is the 7th Ed border is really nice. Sure. I have not fetched this turn. So this push cannot kill that Fable. I guess I can just push one of their dwarves. It's probably fine. So we'll go hand, bottom, exile. So I think the Reflection's only teams up with other Fables and the Archons. So I think we're probably okay. As long as they don't have double, put 2 Archons into play. But if they get a single Archon into play, we're toast. So hopefully they can't do it twice. Yes, that's fine. No black mana left, so we're safe to counter that. We're on a 5-turn clock. That's fine. Totally fine. I accept their offer of 5 turns. I have played all 4 of my counterspells. Pretty wild. Okay. Hand, bottom, exile. Masks is the best flavor text? Is that the it was impressive, but now it's pretty? Where are you? Your attack has been rendered harmless. It is, however, quite pretty. Yeah, big fan of that one. So here we go. Snap, bolt, snap. Bolt, snap, bolt. Yeah. We're doing it, baby. It's peak magic. This is what it looks like, folks. Snap counter was also an answer. I feel like this is better, though. People were mentioning that I was on a clock. We're no longer on the clock. No clock. I mean, technically there's still a reflection, but... Good draw. Very good draw, potentially. I like both of these cards. This means I don't want to cast the other Preordain this turn. I'm probably just supposed to bottom the Bowmaster, keep the Bolt, and then you can draw both. I know, but I don't want to waste the Scry 2 on the other Preordain. Does that make sense? I don't think Bowmaster is a good enough clock. Actually, it's not. Bowmasters is not good enough in this matchup. I wanted it, but there we go. Now we're talking. Santa Field. Yeah. This was the play. So I have outs for multiple things that can happen. But if I don't have to, I can snap Expressive Iteration. Take the hit, go to 6. I'm not worried because any number of Archons is just gonna kill me. I guess 6 is bad because they could double bolt. That's a dwarf, which is fine. Would love to draw a K-Com. This island is not the worst. I guess this is kind of sketchy in its own way. Well, I set myself on this course, so... So... Hand... Bottom... Exile... We just gotta dodge for 1 turn. I guess, again. I've had to dodge a lot of turns already, but if I make it through this turn, it looks like a win because we've got Cryptic Command and Snapcaster Mage. I'm playing the Bowmaster. I guess I was doing it with weird sequencing for no really good reason. Like maybe they would like, I don't know, F6 equity fetch for the dwarf. Wouldn't make any sense for them to do that. Just gotta dodge. That's fine. I mean, it's not great, but it's fine. Sure. Five's not a problem. Sick draw. Ha ha ha! Yeah! Yeah, baby! They'll block the snap. I guess I was supposed to not. Oh, that's fine. Thoughtseize bug? Yeah, classic. Game over, baby! Boom! There's no coming back from that one. Bounce the Bowmaster and head lethal. Listen. I don't know what that means. This is fine. They're not drawing cards anytime soon. Yeah. It does. It does abstract dramatic. It has many more text. Surgical's huge here, right? Spellbomb also good. So I think these are the cards that come in. These can mostly go out. Edict in? Really? I don't know about that one. Oh, Ren and 6. Ren and 6 is a good reason for Edict. Is it weird that I want to cut a number of Bowmasters? Oh, Murktide I definitely don't feel strongly about. Yeah, Bowman is like... It's not really for this matchup. I mean, I'll keep some, but like... 4 Fable, 4 Brothers. Thought Distortion ruins their life. Yeah, but they go empty-handed faster than that. I don't really know what Thought Distortion's for in the sideboard. I assume some kind of like hard control deck, which doesn't exist. Yeah, Reunion Bowmasters is definitely strong against. Yeah, I'll keep 3. I want to cut 1. And I'll take 1 Cryptic out. Titan? 6 mana against Titan? What? I don't... I'll keep this. Good. Danger. Oh, baby. Okay. Okay. Another one on top. I don't think I actually want the second one. I want them all. Sure. It does insulate me nicely from Thoughtseize. Could take the Veil? Oh, shoot, you're right. I suppose if they go for a discard spell here, I'll do that. I was kind of tempted to pick off the Wooded Foothills if this is a Renin 6. It's not a Renin 6. I'm letting this resolve. Yeah, that's the number one reason I didn't want to bin it was because then they would play around it, right? Whereas here they might ditch Archon and then we take out Archon and their Veils. Yeah. Like this is about to be really messed up. Yeah. 2 Veils in hand, this is over. And they have a persist. This is not okay. The only way this could have been worse for them. Snapcaster and take the land? I don't need to. I mean, I guess they'll Thoughtseize me. When they Thoughtseize me, I'll probably do that. It's my dear old granddad, and we drink alone. So now the only thing I have to deal with is like Fable and Renin 6. Oh, I missed the one in the graveyard. I don't think that matters. It matters if I let a Renin 6 ultimate. Did I miss one in their deck too? No. I actually don't think I'll snap go for their Foothills if they Thoughtseize me. I'm just going to let this go. I'm not... It's cute, but I just don't... I need all my resources right now. So whatever I get to hold on to, I'm happy. They take the Force? That's fine. It's not a problem. Took the snap, by the way. Yeah, I'll keep K-Home. Pick up my snap, make them discard a card. Seems good. Yeah, Dwarf beats, Fables. No, and Renin 6. They got Renin 6. They have one of the broken cards. Still. Another Thoughtseize. I guess I could just force this? And then when they Fable, I have Shock, pick up, snap. It's not great, but there isn't really another out here. Opponent, I need priority so I can counter your spell. Pew! So playing with Preordain is really fun, huh? It's a hell of a Magic the Gathering card. Don't need the second Nihil Spellbomb. Don't need the Xander's Lounge. Ooh. Don't want a shock. You get it. Failed me up, baby. Get my snapback. It's my favorite type of hat. Not really. I mean, they're fine. Pew! I know I don't want to shock here. And I don't have to? I mean, the only reason I would shock here is if I'm planning on going snap for Kolaghan's command, which I'm not. So I guess I'm just playing Nihil Spellbomb with a plan to cast Sheoldred's Edict if I have to. Can't actually snap for anything useful at instant speed. Well, I guess Surgical. I got Sheoldred's Edict in case they hit. Snap Force. I suppose that's a legal play. No, that's not a legal play. That's unfortunate. Okay. I was hoping to get to snap Surgical their Fables. Okay, so we're just going to draw with the Nihil Spellbomb, see where we get. Your play it around this? Sure. I think we'll be able to play through this no problem, but... Good draw. Bad timing. Think our creatures are better? Yeah, I think so too. So this kills Fable. Obviously, I'm going to let them attack once with the Goblin Shaman if they want to. If I want to kill the Goblin Shaman with the Sheoldred's Edict, I have to do it right now. I don't. It's fine. They didn't have another creature for creativity. I did save a screenshot. The answer is yes. And they still have 3 persists in their deck. Or possibly 2. Yeah. I think these are all, yeah, those are all out. Running 6 going in the bin. No spaghetti. Yeah. Now, I do have the ability to snap KCOM in this combat. But we'll see. They might be looking a bitter reunion here. They are. So right now I can Sheoldred's Edict and just kill the flipped Fable. I did not bring in the Angers. Tap and draw a card. I don't think that's a good use of my mana, because that doesn't actually remove anything from the battlefield. Like, at all. And I don't think I don't have anything to draw to that just, like, does that, essentially, is what I'm saying. I suppose I can let them do... No, I didn't bring in the Angers. I can let them do this, and then I can snap K Command, block the real Goblin Shaman token. Okay, that's the play. That's the play. They're going to get a couple of treasures, but I think it's worth. Yep, it's fine. All the time. It begins. So Sheoldred's Edict will deal with that. Okay. Hopefully quickly enough. Oh, that's cool. So maybe it's going to Edict the Wrenn and 6 now. Yeah. And they're going to attack for 2 next turn? Is that it? I guess I don't get to do anything with my snap on end step. I'm really hoping that they have another spell to cast during their next turn so that I get to counterspell something. I could main phase snap Preordain here, but I don't love that. Yeah, that's worth it. I'll take it. Well, this is a touch unfortunate, but probably fine. So I'm going to take 2 again this turn in theory. Maybe 3. Yeah, Snap Edict is the play. They just have so many dead draws. Okay, 2 cards in their hand. If they're both bolt, we're dead. Which is not great. Another dwarf. Last card has got to be bolt, right? This is probably a turn where I just go Cryptic, tap their board, draw a card. I think so. I could go Cryptic, tap their board, bounce a dwarf. Would be bad if they use the bolt on their own dwarf? No, not really. Trading 3 damage for less. Let's see if they play a spell pre-combat. They almost definitely won't, but... this can fetch a swamp in case I draw a fatal push. Need more red. Oh, perfect. Thank you, deck. That's game. I would guess. Pew! Didn't have anger. Did have engineered explosives. So I think this is main phase snap Preordain. Nah, that's probably good. That's the card that's going to kill him. Run at 6. Counter draw. Pew. Bowmasters. We find out the last card is Fatal Push. Ah, they're off it. All right. Is Grixis Disappointment gonna secure the Gen 5-0? The most important question you've ever been asked. I guess we want to run a prediction, probably. It's been a while. I'm assuming I did that right. I got them all that. I guess I can keep this. Opponent's name is Titan. No listed decks. So I'm going to go ahead and keep and assume I don't need this Fatal Push. Probably the exact wrong way to do this, but we'll see. I do have a turn 1 Preordain. Hopefully that helps us. Oh, boy. That was... Yeah. That could not have gone worse. I mean, I guess I have this the Bowmasters, but... Whew. Okay. I will draw that Force of Negation. Oh, no. But I want the... No! Undo key! Undo key! Alright. Undo key doesn't work for this. Good to know. Well, I'm drawing a Cryptic Command I can't cast. But I guess it could pitch to Force, so... They're on 3 cards in hand, so... Come on. Oh, they took the Cryptic Command off my deck. That's perfect. I forgot about that. Thank you, monkey. He's got a sword! You idiot! We've all got swords! Bowman! Pew! Oh no! Will I ever be able to beat a Bowmasters against my Bowmasters? The answer was yes. But if they have Grief or Thoughtseize this turn, I just shoot the Bowmasters and make them discard, I guess. Because then they'll miss. Not a huge play, but... Okay. I'm sure life total is going to matter in this game, but... Yeah, this is Fable? Oh! Okay. So I will have the ability to... Oh, I really want to go shock discard, because then they're on 0 cards. Oh, boy. This is so bad for me. I think I have to get Island here. Because otherwise I just have so few castable cards in my deck. Get Island, untap, play Watery Grave, go shock discard, and then it's a top deck fight, but I have pretty good colors? Is that crazy? I don't think that it is. And the last card in their hand is not a... That's the ultimate top deck in this exact situation. Thank you, deck. The last card in their hand is probably good because it's not a land. They've been missing land drops. Possibly one of those rebuy effects. It was Sheoldred. Seems good. Seems like a... Yeah, I like what happened there. They have a lot more deck. Oh my god. Oh my. Sure. Hand, bottom, exile. Nothing but bangers all the way down. Oh, it's not turtles. It's bangers all the way down. So I don't know how many of y'all have been watching this whole league and how much you care about it, et cetera. But if what has just happened here doesn't tickle something for you, I don't know what you're doing when you play Magic the Gathering, but yeah. I don't know what you're doing when you're playing Magic the Gathering if this doesn't make you happy. If this isn't everything, you just want to be savaging your poor Rakdos opponent with their Blood Moon that doesn't draw a card. Molten Collapse, you got it. Does anyone think this Expressive Iteration is going to make them concede? Well, yeah, why not? Hand bottom exile. Get him. Bonk. I guess I could leave the army token back to block dashing Ragavans, but I'm just not going to choose to be afraid of that. Fear's the Mind Killer. Hello. All right, so we beat Rakdos the first time. Maxing on removal was the key. I think just these cards. Force, not great. Counterspell, not great. Cryptic, not great. Cryptic is uncastable if there's a Blood Moon in play. Probably just the Nihil Spellbombs. No, because as I said last time, they're not. I don't really do a thing. So probably end up playing Counterspell and Force. I guess EE could clear Blood Moon if I need to. Force is probably not good, huh? No. All right. One good luck counterspell. One counterspell for good or Cryptic Command. Sorry. Okay, that's a keep. To quote one of my favorite movies of all time, "Hiya, Kaya." And we're winning, Kaya. I mean, we lost the first two matches. Although one of them was very close, and that was against Scapeshift. No way. What just happened? I've never experienced this before. Maybe they were just really tilted after the first match. No, they just missed their land drop. Yeah, it's just a paid actor moment. Don't worry about it. Ho ho. Money top decks. Oh, maybe Kaya. Because they might have been really tilted from the previous game. It was pretty savage. The way it all went down was just brutal. Like, it really felt like one more land drop in the right place and they would have crushed me, but it just didn't work out that way and they got eaten alive. Show me the Dothy. Come on. Yeah, get the flip out of here. Pew! Let's get my basics, just in case. That's way more important than Surveils right now, I think. Just getting as many of the basics into play. If I have a swamp and I have an island, I can function. Perfect. I really want to find the second island too, but if they Blood Moon literally this turn, it's like whatever. Oh, and they'll have no swamps, so I will have better colors than them. Am I into doing nothing here? Kind of. I don't really want to play this Bowmaster into, like, I assume oodles of removal. I probably should. Does it behoove me to play this Bowmasters? I guess so. Keep. Guess it starts clocking him. Let's see land hardcast grief. That's all I want. That's all I want in the world. Land hardcast grief. No land Sheoldred. No. No, no, no. Damn. Well, that's going to be a problem. Probably supposed to... KCOM, pick up Bowmasters, make them discard a card? Suppose the way I just set up my mana, I can't. Well, I have all 4 pushes, Sheoldred's Edict. I got a lot of ways to kill this, so as long as I can block it for a couple turns, it's not actually a very fast clock. and I can, so. Do I want to snap KCOM the last card out of their hand? I do, right? Like, absolutely, 100%. Yeah. We can kill it if they attack. I don't like that plan with potentially 2 unknown cards in their hand. I mean, you're not wrong. We can. But I don't. Here we go. Snap, target, KCOM, double block. It's not super risky, I guess. Is it? No, the blowout's terrible there, right? And it's very easy for them to blow out. Huge disaster, yeah. I think this is fine. And I go Bowmasters, kill your Bowmasters, make a blocker. I'm just gonna buy time for a minute. I have a lot of outs for Sheoldred. A lot. So I think it's totally reasonable to take a Surveil. And once I draw 1 out for Sheoldred, it's potentially 3. Good draw. Not a great draw, though. Sheesh. Looking to see a Grief pre-combat or something here. Although I guess I'm just in the business of block with Bowmasters. Okay, I guess we're snap iteration here. There we go. There we go. And this beats the exile or the rebuy effects. Pew. Wow, is their whole hand undying effects? Or the anti-undying effects, I guess? Just a bunch of fatal pushes. Hiya! Yeah, hand, bottom, exile. There we go. I think I played that. I don't know about right. I have no idea if I played that like right, but I think the line I took was very reasonable. I'm gonna get my second island here just because I already have enough to be getting on with, and so this way, if they just play Blood Moon, I don't care. I just ignore it. Okay, now we go end of turn. We're gonna go snap KCOM, pick up Bowmasters, have them discard, assuming that they don't do anything. Yeah, this is over. They're not coming back from this. Oh, I can pick up Snap here? Let's do that. Forgot I had a Snap in there. That's the get. Ignore the Bowmasters. It's nowhere near as good as Snapcaster Mage. They discard Molten Collapse. I'm going to stay at 7, just so I don't have to worry about bolts as much. Okay. We successfully Grixis 2 different Rakdos players. Feels good, man. And we beat Blood Moons multiple times? Seems good. They're doing stuff. Cast Grief. How about my anti-grief? It's basically the reverse of grief. I feel like at this point, the longer I can take this game, the better for y'all. And also, I would be interested if they could pull out of this. I have no idea what they could possibly be playing that they would play. Like, our sideboard has a Thought Distortion, and even that wouldn't be good enough. I'll draw a Kickom. Yes, please. Okay. Me too, Kaya. What is the last card in their hand? It is Molten Collapse. Bowmaster. Kai, I will say, in the last 2 or 3 weeks, 3 separate players have essentially 5-0'd or had challenge finishes in the top 32 with this kind of deck, playing specifically Snapcasters, and in most cases, they're always playing Snapcaster and Bowmaster. I absolutely did Orion 91. I'm just not in the business of killing my opponent. I'm in the business of trading as many cards as I can while still ostensibly representing trying to kill them. I absolutely had lethal, and if I were a better player who was more interested in that, I would kill them. But in this case, I could pretend like I was trying to kill them, but what I'm really all about is trading resources. So, if you want to play Grixis Control or Grixis mid-range Control, I'll call this Control, in Modern, you can absolutely do it right now. In this sweet little window, there are enough decks that are reasonably vulnerable to what we're doing here, and there are 3 distinct variations I found in the 5-0 dumps. Once again, this one is playing no Kolaghan's Command, is playing 3 Cryptic Commands, Flame of Anors, a copy of Vidalcan Shackles, which is just sadistic, and I love it, and I will play this at some point this week. And then there's this version seems the best. It isn't playing any commands, but it is playing Tishana's Tidebinder, Snapcaster Mage, and Flame of Anor, which is kind of an honorary command, as well as Bowmasters. But all 3 decks playing 4 Snapcasters, 4 Bowmasters is awesome. It's awesome. This has what I would see as a much more respectable spell split of 3 Bolt, 3 Push, 1 Cling, 1 Stern Scolding, 1 Spell Pierce, 3 Consider, and all the rest of this. Even Lorien Revealed seems like a really good extra copy of lands. This to me looks like it's most likely the best version of the deck, but I don't actually know. So it would be interesting to register this one in a bit and find out. But if you're watching this in the future on the YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, check out any of my other videos you're interested in, and I will see you there.